What's going on? It's your boy Wally, aka Mr. Music is My Business, live from Smoky Studios, UrbanGrindTV, the Windy City, Chi-Town. And tonight we're rocking Behind the Grind. My co-hosts are
Puerto Rican.creative, you create, I design. You already know what it is.
You already know it's Thot Boy Zello, aka SMG Zello, the Talk a Lot artist, man.
aka ATL Zello, aka Memphis Zello. Just got back from the trip.
Video ruiner.
Yeah, so what we're doing is
Double tape.
Tonight is episode 3 of Behind the Grind series, and we're going to be talking about crafting a bio. If you're an artist, a model, entertainer, you need a bio. A biography is your story. It's your introduction to the world. And I thought it was kind of cool because I actually wrote everybody's bio or helped revise or edit everybody's bio on the panel. And I think they're lit. And one of the things I actually did was I sat back and I redid Behind the Grind. People might want to know, like, what is it? Like, what is Behind the Grind? What are we doing? So you get Behind the Grind, you get to step behind the curtain of the music industry. We give you exclusive series. We dive deep into unseen gears of the power of the entertainment world. Our series offers a rare glimpse into the essential roles played by the industry professionals. And behind every successful artist, there's always a team. So from the meticulous guidance of managers to the artistic visions of models, the technical mastery of engineers, the strategic brilliance of promoters, and the crucial connections of booking agents, Behind the Grind leaves no stone unturned. Our interviews provide invaluable insights, insider tips, and first-hand experiences, essential for any aspiring artist navigating the complex music business landscape. That's Behind the Grind. That's a whole lot. Yeah. There's a whole lot.
Sound like a whole news article.
There's a whole article.
You made us all sound like we should be like New York Times.
It's important. It's really what we're doing. And it says we're hosted by the dynamic trio of Wally, Lockard III, alongside the engaging perspectives of guest hosts Athena, Valle, right, and Thot Boy Zello.
You already know.
Behind the Grind brings together the expertise, the charisma, and the real world wisdom. So whether you're a rising star seeking guidance or a seasoned pro aiming to stay ahead, Behind the Grind is your backstage pass to success. That's a lot.
That's a job.
That's a lot.
Oh, wow.
You know what they say? Honestly, this is 22 years in the business. I'm still a student of the industry. I went to law school. I've had a recording studio, a record label, TV show, magazine, modeling agency, kind of you name it, everything across the board. But the best way to learn is teach. So that's why the Behind the Grind series is here. It's going to be tied to my book, Music is My Business, Startup Guide to the Music Business. It's going to be out on musicbusinessebook.com. So this was kind of some of the game that was behind the scenes I thought was very important. Because when you meet people, we get a bio every time we book a guest. The guest will send in a biography, right? They'll send in a few words. And what that does is that forces them to think and talk about themselves. Because if I've never met you, how am I going to know what to talk about? How am I gonna know what to interview you? How am I gonna know like to make an actual good interview? So the bio is what does that. So I actually wanted to read just a little paragraph from Zello's bio, and I thought it was pretty cool. Shout out to Sinister Music Group, my boy Sean. Sinister, hailing from the vibrant streets of the west side of Chicago, Thot Boy Zello emerges as a dynamic force in the hip-hop scene. Born and bred with a fiery passion for music, Zello's journey in the world of rap began at the tender age of 15. Influenced by the lyrical prowess of icons like Lil Wayne and the soulful melodies of Juice WRLD, he quickly found his own voice within the genre. Now it's a couple more, but this is just kind of the intro to your paragraph. Intro paragraph to your bio. Tell me, how does that make you feel? How does that sound?
Hey, first of all, it's professional. That's first and foremost. And second, it shows like personal, like your personality. It shows like how you started in. You see what I'm saying? What are you growing from? What's your foundation? What started?
Athena, what do you think?
From hearing his?
Yes.
You get a little bit of background on him. You at least know where he comes from, because some people resonate with where you come from at least. And they kind of get of where your music sense comes from, so they kind of get a detail about your music in itself and whether they would like to listen to it or not initially.
So why do you guys think that's important?
To connect with the, you got to connect more with the people who are you selling your music to, your audience, and that's the one of the ways that you can really get to know another person without being able to like be around them 24/7. It's a quick way to get you out there and known, and then be able to like touch people. So now they know this personal thing about you. Now they feel like, you feel me, they part with
a connection. I always thought the most successful people, and you can kind of look at the stats. I mean, pop icons, hip hop, are they always the best? It's more that they have something that connects with the audience. They have something in common. So they have more in common necessarily than being the best artists. And how can people connect with you if they don't know your story? So the biography gives people an opportunity to hear your story. I think it's so important. I get a lot of emails, I get stuff, it just says, rapper, Chicago, new music out. That's fine, but what sets you apart from the rest of the people? So we're going to talk about it. Of course, all our stuff's going to be available at UrbanGrindTV.com. They'll be able to hit the contact button. They put their email in there, and we'll give them these free documents and help them craft a bio. And I kind of wanted to go through everybody's bio. So who'd you have?
I had yours, actually.
All right, well, give them a first paragraph. Watch out.
Wally Lockard III, a native of Chicago, is a prominent figure in the entertainment industry, boasting a career spanning over
Slow it down because then you got a
2
dramatic
decades.
effect.
Okay, hold on.
I work a long 20. How long? How many
All right.
decades? Got it.
Over 2 decades. With a background deeply rooted in music management and media, Wally's ingenuity led to the inception of UrbanGrindTV, a revered hip-hop TV show captivating audiences for 15 years and 28 seasons on Comcast cable TV in Chicago.
So it says a lot. It's an
Was
introduction.
that dramatic? That was dramatic.
It was, right? So you just got to put a little,
Mm.
yeah, a little oomph in it.
Okay.
Right. So,
definitely.
again, so did you get to know something about me and kind of what I do? That's longer.
Know a lot in that first paragraph. With
First
this one.
paragraph.
You
It's
got
very
to learn a
important.
lot.
I mean, even just like music, the people,
It's like a 7-second TikTok.
right? People are going to decide if they like your music, program directors, DJs, people in the first 10 seconds. So you got to come out swinging and let them know. It's your elevator pitch. So go ahead.
Okay, so I gotta think this. Okay, so make sure I get your name.
Yeah,
right.
put your library
Last
voice
name,
on.
right? Meet Athena de Valle. How do you say? I'm sorry.
She gave it to him.
We done rehearsed
See
it
why,
like 7 times.
see why I didn't read her?
I'm sorry. That's right. I'm sorry. It's just hard to say it again.
We swapped it out last minute.
You
Don't
said it again.
apologize. So this is this is a great talking point. So generally what you do when you have
I've had that happen.
when you have a guest, what we do is we're gonna add to these. Sinister, grab a note for me. Is it's not wrong, or do you put what do you put is a phonetic spelling of the name in the bio. So a phonetic spelling is the words that actually help you sound it out, so people do not murder your name. So put a note on that.
What would I put for Valle?
So we can look that up and online. They will actually tell us how
that's
the
very
phonetic spelling of your
Valle.
name. Well, that's important. I think we should add that to you so they don't murder it. This is a good learning point right here. So if people
Valle.
right, if people are murdering your
Excellent.
name, then you need to give them a phonetic spelling of it, and we'll update that. So go ahead.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
She
See,
checked
I just
them
needed
quick
another
though.
practice.
See?
I needed
It
another
wasn't me.
practice. Calm
I'm glad
down.
it
Don't
wasn't
bite
you.
my head off. Okay.
Yeah, don't.
Meet Athena del Valle, the dynamic force redefining creativity and the style proudly representing her Puerto Rican heritage from the vibrant streets of Chicago. Shush. At just 22, Athena stands as a beacon of versatility and talent, seamlessly navigating the realms of modeling, makeup, artistry, and influencer culture.
Yes.
Why couldn't we get through mine without
Dope.
fucking up?
That
I'm
was
sorry.
very powerful.
We weren't laughing at you. He thought I was laughing at you. He said I wasn't nice. I said I was laughing at him. So it wasn't even at you.
I knew it. I knew I was gonna mess
Because
it up.
I didn't want to mess her name up, so I gave it to you.
You know what? Either way, we knew. Either way, it was planned. It was planned for
Because you
mine to get
guys-
messed up. That's
Because
all I'm hearing.
She was already explaining how to
It
say
was-
her name, so it was perfect. You had practice. Slide it in. This is how opportunity for growth. All right, so it's called a learning.
I forgot my own paragraph.
So what I did is, as all steps that we do behind the grind, is we're gonna break down some of the questions. So the best way to create a bio and create something like this, which is really good, It's a great piece of literature, right? And to talk about it, most time people can't write a bio for themselves, or I do bios for clients a lot of times. People will come to me, but how am I supposed to create a bio if I don't know anything about you? So what we did is we built and we revised a list of questions, and Athena actually did the model version for us. They'll be able to grab the model version too. So if they want to download this list of questions, which will help you formulate a bio. So the first thing for an artist, the first question is, what genre best defines your music, right? Yeah. So that's going to be question one. Why do you think that's important?
Cause that's another like way to find out who your audience is too.
Absolutely, you got to know who you're talking to. Question two is there another genre you would explore or incorporate into your sound? Carso.
Open up more business opportunities, stuff like that.
You want to read three?
Sure. I said...
Oh, she got the model.
Yeah, I got the model one. So.
All right, we'll read three on the model.
For the modeling one, it says, describe one defining quality of your modeling.
So
whether it's
give
like...
us one. So give us an example of what would you use?
For me?
Yeah. No, for your neighbor.
Well, I don't know about my neighbor.
All right, no, for you.
Yeah, one defining quality about my modeling is it's respectable. Like, on my level of respectable, like in the sense of like cultural or familial respect, it's safe for kids to look at.
Family friendly. It's work safe.
Yeah.
Family.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is good.
It's great.
You need that.
It depends on what you like, what look you're actually going for as a model. But me personally, as my model, like, and as my motto, is to be like more family friendly and capturing all audiences, not just one.
Now, is that harder? Is that harder to get work here in Chicago? Saying, you know, there's some kind of modeling and stuff that I won't do.
Yeah, I'll always I'll get hit up to do music videos, or I've gotten hit up in the past to do photo shoots and stuff like that where they want boudoir or they want lingerie. I'll say absolutely not. Or they'll want me to wear like certain booty shorts in a video and shake my ass in a video, and I'll be like, you can't pay me enough money to do that. I won't.
So you got to know your limits, right? You got to
setting
know
boundaries
for yourself, for you
boundaries.
as a model or you as an artist on what you want to do.
Very important. Another question you would ask yourself when you're crafting your bio is, if your music could be likened to a food quality, what would it be? Savory, refreshing, spicy, right? Some people, hers would be spicy.
Definitely spicy.
So like it would be a little spicy. Like what kind of, you know, how you coming? Another thing you would actually want to ask yourself is, what inspired you to start creating your music, right?
Yeah, that's your foundation.
That's your foundation. So what inspired you?
Like me, my cousin, the one who started me, so like family members could start you, but yeah, on my side, it was my family member who started me to making music. He had told me I could do it when I was like 10 or 11. By the time I was 15, he was like, man, you should do it for real, and I just took it serious then.
That's important, because people want to, you know, there's a lot of people out there with kind of the same or similar story, and they want to know. And how important do you guys think a bio is now that you guys have like a revised version and you're doing stuff?
It's a must to have. You definitely need a bio. It's a must to have.
Why do you say it's a must?
Because first of all, like you said, you want to, for people who don't know you, they get to know you. It's professional, and it shows that you about the business, you about work. So
telling your story. What about why is it bio essential for a model?
It depends on what you want to do. So as up until this point as a model, I didn't need a bio, only because I was freelancing and I was like picking up gigs on my own. But actually, when you want to get into like a bigger industry, a broader audience, you want to get more paid gigs, you want to start having more advertisements go up with you in it. I always said that like my personality would speak for itself, but if you don't have the look, half the time you won't even get the chance to show your personality. So at least your bio gets you that step in the door where they can say, well, she might not have her look there, but her personality could go with this too.
And you got your business together. You look good on paper, you look good in person. And unfortunately, people might not, the influencers, the decision makers might not have the opportunity to meet you in person. They get to know your personality and kind of fill you out. So all they're gonna have is this bio or this information that you send them to kind of fill you out and say, what kind of person is this?
Yeah, you could show like past events that you have done.
Absolutely, you got to flex, right? We made your bio, and you're like, hey, wait a minute. Sinister was like, yo, we got way more stuff we got to add to this.
Way more stuff we could add, but yeah, it definitely shows like your accomplishments, your past, what it took you to get to where you at now. So, well, definitely important.
And one thing I guess you could tie it into modeling is you could talk about like how you specialize in family-friendly modeling and stuff like that. So if that's part of your story, then kind of that people will know that's what you're about, as opposed to, because if you say, I mean, I'm sure if you do lingerie, you're gonna mention it, and if you don't, you would also. Now would be the time, right? So another thing that number 6 was, where's your hometown, and where are you currently based? Because people want to know, like, where are you from? Where are you from? Because it generally influences what style of music sometimes you do, right? What's your flavor? What's your style of dress? And where you're currently based, because you might be from somewhere and you don't live there anymore. Number 8 was share a memorable compliment you received about your music, or it could be about your modeling. Why do you think that's, guys, important? Can you share something with me that you like? What's a compliment that you've got on your music or your videos before?
What's crazy is the other day this just happened. I was showing one of my homies like something, like I was writing to my mixtape or whatever, and he not like, I can't see his face. I'm showing him through PlayStation Network because we in the party chat. So he listening to it, and then but I could hear him making a nasty face on it. He like, So I'm like, oh yeah, he messed with it. Most definitely, but that's definitely important because that's motivation for you to like do what you do, and you get to see genuine reactions to people. You see what I'm saying? You get to see that that you get to see what you working hard to do. You want to make people smile. You want to be able to get that attention of people, grab that attention, and you really get to be able to do that with this. So.
Perfect. I agree. Athena, what's a compliment you got before from your pictures, your videos, like a casting director? Because she's an actress too. She'd be acting. Catch her in like all the prison riot scenes. She's the one stabbing the people. But we'll wait for that to come out.
That's on a different note, bro. You're not supposed to spill much.
All right. Okay, sorry. Let's pick it up.
But what was your question now?
I said, what's a compliment that you've received from like your art, from modeling?
I've had
the most memorable you've received.
Okay, I had one of my like really close friends who was never interested in modeling, who was always really insecure about herself, come up to me and say like, the fact that you don't have to show skin in order to be important or be relevant just like gives me a little bit of hope for at least half the world still
being respectable. Okay.
And I'm like, wow. Just when I was about to start shaking it.
Oh man, she messed it all up. She screwed up the game.
Just when I was about to start making dollars.
I'm dead.
That person is not your friend, okay? She's not your friend. I want to say it to both camps, not her friend. And that's the whole game up.
Yeah.
He had videos booked. He was a whole week about
Messed
to
it up for
rewrite the bio.
everybody.
That's all right. That's
No, it's okay.
I picked it up. I was trying to think as you guys were talking, and she threw me off with that one. But I think the most memorable, like it's hard because I've been doing this 22 years in the business. But I think was like 2 years ago when I first became a member of the Recording Academy, aka the Grammys. And I went to the Grammys and I took my picture like on the carpet and everything, and I posted it. And then my friends' mothers and grandmothers, like little
Abuelitas?
Yes, abuela, like these old people that don't even love Spanish music, that just knew I was their grandson's friend, or they see me grow up, like posted me and put it like big old messages about how they were proud, how it was a proud thing because somebody from their neighborhood made it, is out there doing something, is a part of it. So it wasn't something that they directly told me, but it was something that I saw with my own eyes, which is even more powerful. Because I was like flipping through and my friend shared it, and I'm like, why is your grandma like have my picture on there, right? And they did. They followed it and stuff like that because they were really proud. It was something that, and basically, the message was like, hey, you could be anything you want to be, whatever you aspire to be, and you shouldn't let your background, because we were some bad little kids, we were bad. All right, so you shouldn't let where you, badass. So you shouldn't let where you come from or anything like that dictate your future, you know. And I'm grateful for the military. I'm grateful for, you know, life and opportunities that got me there. That was like 19, 20 years in the business. So I felt that was something that was impactful. And this last year, you weren't on the team yet, Athena, but Zello, Sinister, John, we won a Chicago Music Award, and we went, and I took my mom and dad, and I had my son. Yeah. My son was on the red carpet with us, and it was like a beautiful moment, because like, I've been doing this for so long, and I took my family one year. This is all real talk. I took my family one year, and we lost, and that was the only year I think we lost for like a long time, and I was like, I felt horrible, right? Because we lost. Everybody loses. It's great for humility. It builds character. So I'm like, all right, we better win this year. So I took my family, and my mom and dad got to see kind of what we do. You know, they think it's just partying with John all the time. It's a little bit of that, but they got to see kind of what we do and how we operate. And not only that, but they got to see all the other people in the industry come up and give love and respect and network and this is our peers, right? And I respect everybody. Awards, no awards, didn't matter. But and especially my son got to see that, like, people come up and shake my hand and really mean it. I think is the best thing. That's what I'm in it for, because you inspire people. You inspire people to be something great, to be something greater than themselves, and I think that's important. And no one will ever know unless you put it in your bio. Exactly. And that's why the bio is really important.
Very important.
And no more than a page.
No more than a page.
Not page double-sided.
And then host it on your website, right? So Sinister's going to put the page together for Zello. Athena's going to finish hers sometime, one day.
I did.
What was the domain? It's coming soon. What is it?
My name?
The domain name.
My name.
Whatever. Well, tell them your name.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I bought. Look at y'all don't even own y'all names.
Can we get her a Red Bull or something? Yeah.
No, I've been eating a Red Bull all day.
Okay.
Y'all don't even own y'all names. Did y'all know that? I didn't even know that. Like, I went and we started talking about business and like making my business and creating my site and stuff like that. And then he was like, "Well, you have to buy your domain name. How about Athena, like Athena del Valle, like your actual name?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You have to buy your name." And I was like, "I own my name." He goes, "No, you don't." He said, "The government owns your name."
That's a domain we're talking about.
But in the sense, you have to trademark it. You have to trademark your name. He's like, someone can use your name for anything. Yeah. And I was like, I thought they needed my social. I thought they needed my credit card. I thought they needed my birthday. But that's a good thing, is you don't know, right? And that's what Behind the Grind series is for. People don't know. You can't assume that everybody knows this, or maybe what you think is wrong. So if you're an artist, you're an entertainer, these are stuff that you need to know on why you write your bio.
It's crazy. So I don't own my real name, but I own another name.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Whatever one you got the credit on, that's what they're looking for you. Ran the center.
That's where they go.
He was never here. Don't be calling the 800 number. We paid off the men tables, all right?
That's I told John they didn't want to do that.
John,
oh, wow, John.
John.
It's always a time with John,
It
bro.
is.
No, most definitely, man.
So number 9 was, what's the most impactful or memorable performance that you guys have had so far? So I guess it would be performance for Zello and...
Memorable shoot and runway.
Yeah, shoot and runway. So, ladies first.
You just had a little
spicy. Put spicy in the bio. I'm gonna update.
I seen you. I was watching your IG. I seen you just had a little something.
Yeah, I just had a fashion show. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's my most memorable, and why? Because it was my first bridal show. Shout out to Ray Done by Design, my backstage manager, for helping me always calm my nerves and help me be ready for any runway that I'm in. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for your existence. But yeah, my first bridal show for designer Natalie Loma, and I got to wear a princess bridal gown.
It was long. It was like 6 feet.
Yeah, right. 6 feet trailing behind me, not 6 feet to the floor. Just 6 feet trailing behind me.
And she put a Puerto Rican flag at the end of it. I don't know how she did it, but it was a flag, you know, like the one you hang in the car. It was at the end. I thought it was a nice touch.
And then I hung the domino cubes right there as a centerpiece on my head. That's exactly what I did. Yup.
No, I didn't go that far. That sounds racist. I would never do that. I said it was a flag, you know, because of pride.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm not finna play with y'all. I'm not finna play with y'all.
No, but for real, it was that was my most memorable show so far.
Yeah, we definitely support though. I was watching you, man.
I appreciate y'all.
But my most memorable performance was the last performance I just did in Atlanta for Bigger Ranking.
ATL Zello. I told you, ATL Zello right there.
No, but it was
John when you put the name ATL Zello.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
No, just look, man. That was the biggest performance. One of the biggest, probably other than South by Southwest, one of the other bigger performances of my life because Bigger Ranking, man, nice dude. He, man,
cool. I shot on the board with him.
The way he get his business done in and out, man. He work with you and he support. That's the biggest thing. He support too, and he gonna mess with you. You fire, man. But that was like the biggest performance I ever had was like for Trapping Out the Basement. Shout out Trapping Out the Basement. The episode should be dropped for me pretty soon, so go watch that. Thot Boy Zello, Trapping Out the Basement.
Shout out Jay
We
Shields.
performed, and shout out Jay Shields on bro, most definitely. Shout out the whole SEM. Shout out Jay Shields and we performed our song Viral. Yeah, Sinister. Shout out Sinister. We performed our song Viral, so that was the biggest.
He's your Birdman. Lil Wayne.
Hey, bro, you do look like Lil Wayne. Now I look at you real like.
ATL Zello.
It's a little bit.
That's a little Z.
I ain't never looked at him before. For
see,
real.
now you up close. See,
not finna tweak with y'all, man.
So, number 11 is: have you received any awards or recognition for your work? And why do you think you would want to put that in your bio?
It show once again, this is another thing that show your work ethic, and it shows you about it shows you about business. So it shows you actually took your time out to put your craft together and do something that you're getting an award for it. You see what I'm saying? So that's a big pat on the back for yourself.
Have you guys received any awards or
recognition? If they already know me, they already know. I just went number 30 on iTunes not too long ago. It was solidified. Y'all
tell them the record. What's the name of the record?
Talk a Lot. The Talk a Lot artist, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Went crazy on iTunes. Man.
No lie, I got it hanging in my office. There's one in my office. He's not lying. So you're an iTunes charting musical artist with a plaque. That's awesome. A lot of people don't really hit that. What that means is iTunes, people actually buy your music. It's not like Apple Music. They just say, hey, I streamed it and I liked it. A few thousandth of a penny. People actually buy it and follow it. So that's dope. What about you, Athena?
For me, it has to be the publications that I've had. I've had over 15 magazine publications since I've started my modeling career. And I'm really reaching for 30 by the end of this year.
See? Is that in your bio?
No.
You got to update it. You got to flex on it a little bit. You got to talk to the people.
Oh, that's another good question. How often should you update your bio?
How often should you flex on people?
All the time.
Oh, is there some amount of like humility you need to have?
No, let me tell you. Let me answer that correctly. If people are sleeping on you, then that's your job to wake them up. It's not about flexing on them. It's your job. You're an entertainer. You're a model. You're an athlete, you're whatever it is, like you have a job to do and nobody wants to see anybody boring. Nobody wants to see everybody that's just too cool and laid back. You're here to entertain. You're here to do just like if you're a TV or radio host, you're a personality. If you're a really good guest and we bring you on, you're entertained, we're going to want to bring you back. If you're too cool for school, we ain't going to want to bring you back. John's going to be like, don't bring her back. Don't bring them back because they're not ready. So yeah, you should be that and you should let them know. And I didn't know that about you. See, and that definitely needs to be in your bio.
I'm full of surprises.
But again, this is so if you have if you have two resumes in front of you or two people that you're deciding down, and one is has awards and accomplishments, then it may lean towards you, and you earned that recognition. So why not talk about it? Talk a lot. Put it in your bio. Update your bio. I think your bio should be updated at least maybe twice a year. If you don't have a lot going on, if you're touring now, like you tour the early season and drop albums and music, then yeah, you want to update it because as you're going out, as you're sending your stuff to curators, people that are writing blogs and magazines and stuff like that, you're gonna want them to be up to date on what you got going on. So I would say every time you got a release, you should probably be updating your bio.
Most definitely, and it just opened my eyes to this is why you know, that was a good question for basically how you should feel when you like basically getting the bio done. You should basically be able to, you know, promote yourself in the bio.
Absolutely.
It's a baby resume to yourself. So
Absolutely.
It opened up a lot of windows for marketing and stuff like that. And another thing, it shows you're really worth what you're getting paid, what you know, your time,
what you're charging,
what you're trying to charge. So
yeah,
that's exactly what it opened my eyes to. You're not just saying nothing, no BS. You know, you got awards, you got what you do and your time you spend doing this, and this is what you charge. So this shows that you're about business and it has everything aligned up.
No lie. I mean, generally, when I have a conversation with somebody, if it's a guest or if it's somebody that we're interested in working with, what I'll do is I'll send a link over to my bio. Lily's in the house. Did I lie, Lily? She agrees. Like I sent you the bio, right? So you know who you're talking to. Shout out, Lily.
You gotta read it on your bio. Boom.
Yeah. So you got somebody to look at the bio. They read it. They understand who they're dealing with. It's a professional. Now, if you're charging them, there shouldn't be no conversation about the ticket or the price, because that's what you're paying for. You're not paying for necessarily the service. You're paying for the experience and the expertise of that person delivering it. And that's where the value is. And that's why Behind the Grind is important, because we want you to know you need people to do this. There's people that provide these services and they're worth every penny, and you just got to get the right people. And if these people haven't come to you and they haven't helped you create your bio, they haven't asked you these questions, they're not helping bring this out of you, then it's not right. And sitting here, we've learned things about each other. As far as Urban Grind TV, we've got like 26 awards over 28 seasons. I have a Cultural Impact Award that I'm really proud of that I received.
Water bottle.
We've got an iTunes. I got a Billboard plaque that I helped receive for being EP and promotion. So I got a couple awards. I'm very proud of those. And these are things that I would talk about, or I would say, hey, this is what I've done, and this is kind of what I've attained and what I look to attain. And these are the levels of success we get, and we want to do that again, right? So we always want to repeat it. Now, number 12 was describe the atmosphere of your live performances. You know, what's it like? You know, what's your live performances like?
My live performances, I know me personally, I try to get what I've been learning now from more performing everywhere. I try to get the audience engaged. I try to do more, you know, crowd activity, you know, bring them in to be able to, you know, because when you go somewhere, they're not going to really pay attention to you unless you make them pay attention to you, like you said. So I noticed, like, learning from Mike Larry, shout out Mike Larry, just seeing him perform and how he able to, like, make the crowd come look at him just by the way he maneuver around the, you know, room. And, you know, the live performance got to be a live performance. It has to be top tier. It has to be what you going to give it your all, your best every time, because if it's not, you'll never know who watching. You never know. You see what I'm saying? Because just for example, if I did a show for a dude's birthday and nobody was there, I still did the show though.
Right.
It was like probably 3 people there. Everybody had left. He was drunk already. He was drunk and he was asleep. So I had to perform for somebody who was drunk and you see what I'm saying? I still did it.
But you're professional. You give him come to do a show. You see what I'm saying?
But I still gave him a live performance. For his birthday, and that man had a smile on his face. See what I'm saying? So you never know who he told. You never know who he gonna tell or that
man done performed for me while I was passed out drunk.
But you know, I always say that. I was telling somebody that the other day. I said, look, you could try to reach the masses, right? You want to reach millions of people with your music. But really, if you meet the right handful of people, that handful of people will put you in front of the masses. So you can never be like, oh, whatever, and be too cool. I mean, Leo Cohen, the guy that started Def Jam, right, and went to YouTube Music and 300 Entertainment, like, he come out to our South by Southwest show. Did we know that? We had, I think, King Louie and some other people in the building. Lil Durk and Chief was just starting out. So we're dating ourselves. This is years ago, but I'm just saying people would come out. Now, what if you got on stage and was like, I don't know these people, or I'm too cool today. So you always got to be ready to perform. And that's why I tell people, come TV ready. You come in here, be TV ready, be ready to go. So another question we talk about in the bio is, who do listeners often compare your sound to?
That's kind of a double-edged sword, because Well, the way I look at it is because most of the time when you're doing music, you don't want to sound like somebody else
As
because
an
you
artist.
want your as an artist. That's why I'm coming from my
As
side.
a marketing and record label,
You see what I'm saying? Right, exactly. So
I need to be able to. I need to put you in a genre somewhere. I gotta be able to. I gotta say sounds like this.
right, okay, I get that on that end. But okay, so if you going with that way, you should always be able to put yourself in a genre or a category.
I don't really want to say put yourself in a box, but when you describe it, and specifically, maybe not always the person, but the music. So if you're a DJ and you got the party bumping, you're playing music that everybody knows. If I just throw somebody's song in that they don't know, and I don't know where to blend it, then it's gonna throw it off, right?
Yeah.
So if I know, hey man,
I'm both
this
DJs.
right, that's what they were trying to blend or whatever, or they didn't really know the song and they don't really know where to categorize it. I can tell you for playlist curators, when you're going to market and promote music, you need a genre. You need to say, give me a comparison. You need a subgenre. Who does this sound like? Because then they know how to market you and what direction to point you in.
Most definitely.
So without being in a box,
yeah, okay. So most definitely on
you got to
that
be able to
end.
put a label on it.
Yeah.
At least a sticker, and that's important.
But I know some artists just on our end without that knowledge at first. I know some of us try to be different so that way, even though you gonna sound
could
like
be so
somebody, you
different
gonna
that you don't
sound
fit
like
nowhere,
somebody though. You gonna sound like somebody. You're not gonna always have, because it's gonna be somebody that sound like somebody. But what I've been learning is the more you try to be different, the more you'll stand out. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But like you said, you need to be able to be put in the category so you can get the mix from the DJs and stuff like that. So that's the only reason why I said it was a double-edged sword for me. Right, like from the writer's perspective.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
What about you, Athena? Does that help or hurt if you are similar or you look like another model? Does that help or no?
It depends who the model is. If we're looking at someone that's technically between 5'6" and 5'9", slim body, between like the average medium small, you can find that anywhere. So I guess looking like the average model wouldn't always be the best fit in this case. Looking like another model wouldn't be the best fit unless it's like such a rarity, like they have like one eye that's green and one eye that's like blue.
Something different like
something
that.
very different, like prominent, like something that makes
Something
you
they probably
stand
got
out.
teased about growing up. They're making money off now, right?
Yeah.
See?
Like some models make the most money because their skin complexion is different colors. Like I don't know what the skin's
I
syndrome
know what
is
you're
called.
talking about.
But yeah, like there's two different
vitiligo,
tones.
like vitiligo, where they have like
Something like
patches.
that. Yeah, where they have like two different skin
Yeah,
tones on
yeah.
one. Yeah. And a lot of those models are like used to advertise clothing brands and makeup brands and like fashion statements. It's like wild. So like if you really look like everybody else, no, you probably won't get a lot of gigs.
So blending in modeling kind of hurts then.
Yeah.
So how do you stand out? How do you stand out in modeling? And how do you stand out in music?
You have to have your own look. Finding your own look means you have to find yourself as a creative.
Puerto Rican creative.
Yeah.
There's a plug right there.
Yeah.
Is that why you do the makeup?
It's why I do makeup, because I get to talk to the models on a deeper level than just work. A lot of models gatekeep with each other in the industry, and it's
Like
kind of
music.
weird because as much as they talk about like, oh, I'm a girl's girl, oh, I want to see another person win, y'all really don't. Y'all
Well, there's
don't
still your
act like it.
competition.
It's still the competition,
Yes.
but there's a way to have like that level up still too. Like we can all level up, but we're still competing against each other. But I'm still gonna share my knowledge with you just so that you can go ahead and move forward and be better next time. You know.
Yes.
Also, no, maybe for fashion shows you might want to have a certain look that's catered towards a designer.
Right.
Might be the only case that I see that you having that same look as everybody else is optimal.
So generally when they do casting, because I don't know for like the fashion side of it, you know, the music side and stuff like that, we're doing the casting, but so they just put like height, weight, ethnicity, kind of what they're looking for.
Some of them, honestly, they say that we don't need any type of special requirement. We just need to be over a certain height.
Okay.
That's mostly what they'll say. We need to be over a certain height. Because then
They cheat that too though, because
the designer, No.
No.
You can't cheat it.
Can't cheat it? Okay.
No. Because then the designers will go ahead and see by our walk. When we have to go into a casting, let's say it's for a fashion show, we have to walk. So your walk is actually what matters to the designer, not what your face looks like.
They don't even care, dude. Okay.
It depends on what the designer is going for, right? Like, let's say like one designer is just making strictly for petite size women. Okay, now you have to gather petite size women in a room. You can't take 5'9" giants and put them in a petite sized line. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no. Okay.
So it's just catered to what the designer wants.
I got 14 that says, how do you personally perceive your musical style? I guess it could be fashion style. What did you make? Did you change that one?
Yeah, I said.
What did you change it to? 14.
How do you personally perceive your modeling style?
Your modeling style.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, me, most of my style of music is like, it's like teed up, but it's more like I could like go to do the little real rap thing. I could, be lyrical for real, but most of the time it's gonna be build up. It's like I can go bar for bar, but most of the time it's build up music, storytelling music. So
and it's important that you put that in your bio, because that way when your fans or your audience listens to you, if they're new, they want to like, what's this guy into? That's why it's important. All right, what do you got, Athena?
My modeling style, honestly, would be geared more towards like editorial, more towards like a serious type of like vibe.
Serious, like you gonna stab people again?
No. Why does it always have to be aggressive with people? I don't understand this. No, because I'm not really confident in my smile as a model, right? So I don't really smile in a lot of my photos. So I'll be like very serious, very like natural. Maybe like my modeling style kind of goes more into body and editorial, because I have like specific jaw structures or specific type of like arm length or whatever that they can use when they want to create.
See, and this is important, and that's why you kind of should describe yourself and kind of who you are.
That's why we have a comp card.
There you go. And which is kind of basically like your little mini bio that tells them quick, like, all right, bam. But I think the actress might be where they kind of get more into more information they're gonna need from you as opposed to the modeling. And then they're gonna ask you about, and if you have it in your bio, you should put if you share the stage with any notable artists, any notable bands, people in the past. And I don't mean like you got a picture with them, but like you've actually opened up, if you've done some stuff with them. If there's any charitable causes or associations that you're with, right? So I sit on the board of SA Music School and Illinois Media, and a couple other organizations. So you want to talk about this association stuff that you support in your bio. And then if you have any newsworthy quotes or reviews of people who have reviewed your album, reviewed your fashion show, if they did a write-up on you, you want to make sure that is included in your biography. And you want to talk about what's currently occupying your time and what's your focus. Right, so it starts with, who you are, where you come from. Tell them a little bit about your story, and then after you tell them about your story and your project, you want to tell them, hey, what's next, where I'm coming from, and then always you're gonna end it with, you can find me at. You want to wrap it up, and you want to make sure that people can find you at, your social media. I'm cool with the social media. The reason I'm big on it is that like they might shut down Instagram tomorrow. They might flag you, whatever. They might hit the live right now and be like, nope, you're done. And so there's not a lot of security in that. People have built up these huge followings and got hacked. I know celebrities got hacked, regular people got hacked. So I don't put a lot of faith in always the social media. Kind of use it as a combination of everything. So this is like crafting your bio. Behind the Grind episode 3. I want to thank you guys for being my co-hosts. Do you guys have anything to add for crafting your bio? If you're creating your bio as an artist or a model, producer, entertainer, what else do you think we should add to the list that we can update before we send it out?
Most definitely take your time when you're doing it, because as you can see, I missed a little bit of stuff on mine, but
that's
basically take your time with it and just try to put a lot of your personality into it, so that way they can actually get, it's your bio, it's about you, so they want to see you, they want to know about you.
What about you, Athena? You got anything?
I don't know if you said this. Like a lot of people say like goals, yeah, but and like you've said, to write about where you've been and what you've done, your in your accomplishments, but like write about where you're going, where you're currently
What's
headed
next?
on track. Because it's not more so like your goal for the future. It's not more so like what's next for you, where your hopes are at for it. It's more so actually what is we're on this train track right now. What is the next stop? Like genuinely, like what is the next actual like destination for you and level up?
Yes. As part of the intake process, at Urban Grind, we do management. So anytime I would do an intake with an artist, that's what I do. And new people, I try to give you guys questions, which I did. I give here's some questions for your bio, fill these questions out, and then I kind of want you to tailor it. So again, to be able to get the list at UrbanGrindTV.com, they just hit the contact button, put their email in there, and we'll send it out to them. And then if people need help with their bio and they want us to put it together, you can hit me up at 888-380-1913. Hit the lineup and get your grind up. We got you, man. My name is Wally, aka Mr. Music is My Business. This is Behind the Grind, episode 3. My co-host,
Puerto Rican Creative. You create, I design. You already know what it is.
Y'all already know Thot Boy Zello, aka SMG Zello, the Talk a Lot artist, man.
thanks for rocking with us, man. We'll see you next time. Let's go.